the precious little sister down the street, with the Asian woman behind the donut store,
With the chicks at the Valentine party.
the chicks at the Valentine's party. You're going to be constantly tempted to compromise your principles. There's only one thing that if you're completely devoted to it, you won't be tempted to compromise your principles, and that's God.
Actually, God goes a step further, and He demands that you don't compromise your principles.
Well, it's a lot easier if you're dedicated to God and religion. If you're not dedicated to God and religion, you're going to go to a Valentine's Day party, and like a lot of women are hopping on your lap, and it's Valentine's Day, and if they're not in a relationship, they're going to be kind of like looking to hook up, and like you're there and you're breathing. You've got this great posture because you study Alexander technique, and they hop on your lap and they go, "Oh, Levi, you're so erect." And do you do Alexander technique? I can sense you lengthening and widening right now. And
Okay.
so that's why it's important that you worship God. So this week's Pasha is all about keeping God alive in your life. So there are all these details and rituals and priests and a sanctuary and temple and all that stuff, but really it boils down to these are things that you need to do to keep God alive in the life of the Jewish people and in the life of the individual Jew.
I would just counter that by saying God is always alive.
Yeah, but we have to keep him real to us.
Yeah, we have to be in God's life. We have to take ourselves and subjugate ourselves to God and make us part of God's purpose for us. It's like the guy who paints. It's the painter, and it's the characters on a canvas. The characters on the canvas need to understand that they do not exist by themselves, that they're painted, and they're painted for a purpose to be a character in some sort of cartoon. But they are not to say, oh, I don't care what the artist says, or there is no artist, and I'm just self-autonomous, and I'm going to do whatever I want. That's absurd, right? And it's not just a different way of saying it. Levi's saying, keep God. If you're a character on a canvas, remember that there's a God in your life. And I'm just saying, it's basically the same thing but a different approach. You understand what I'm saying?
So men gathering with men to worship God is only good for women. It only helps women. It does say more than men gathering with men to chant the Goalie Sox or LA Sox or some other stupid sports chant. So women, your man needs to get together with men to daven shacharit, morning prayers, evening prayers, study Torah. Don't resent that. It's only good for you. Because if a man goes to pray and goes to study Torah, he's less likely to bang your sister.
I would take that a step further.
He's less likely to bang your daughter.
I'd say it even a step further.
He's less likely to bang your best friend.
He's more likely to, if a guy is in shul, right, and he's sitting in the Beit Midrash all day learning, and he's in there. You go, you check up on him. That's what he does. He learns all day in the Beit Midrash, and then he learns and he davens, and then he comes home. You know what he's not doing? He's not drinking alcohol at the bar.
It's not gambling. It's not chasing hookers.
He's not drinking alcohol in the bar so that when he comes home, he's drunk and beats the shit out of you.
Exactly.
That's the big plus about Jewish guys, hopefully, right? Jewish guys who sit and learn all day are not drinking, not getting drunk, and should not have that, compulsion or whatever that drives them to come home and beat the crap out of their wives. So let's hear it for learning Torah all day.
I think we should do more as a society to subsidize that kind of...
I think so too, because, I really want to suck off the public tit.
So a commitment to ethics is not enough to govern a people or to keep it together, to keep a community together, or even to organize your life. Ethics are not enough to perpetuate any organization, even one primarily devoted to ethics. So let's say you have an organization that's number one goal is to perpetuate and develop and refine ethics. Ethics are not enough to keep that organization going. You need to have rituals and rules that don't immediately pertain to ethics. You need to belong to a people, a community. You need to create something, an organization, a people, a community and you need to provide them with structure and rituals and things to do and guidance on how to live their life, outside of strictly ethical concerns. But you need to give them wisdom such as when to study, when to pray, when to sleep, when to eat, how to eat. And this week's Parsha, like, you may study and go, oh, there's no ethics here, what's the point? Well, ethics are not enough. You need this strata of guidance on how to lead a life. So can we scroll up and see what we missed?
Okay. Can you give me an example of an organization or whatever it was that is devoted to ethics that doesn't have
there's
a religion?
Like secular humanists, like there was this Reform rabbi in the late 19th century who didn't believe in God, and so he wanted to found this society for ethical culture where there's no God talk. And so they have like a day school in New York, and I dated a woman who went to an Orthodox day school in New York. She says that like the kids at the School for Ethical Culture were giving blowjobs by age 12.
Nice. Okay.
So that's what ethical culture without God.
All right, got it. D. Medic, your friend, your best friend in the world, asked, "Is Moloch ever a single entity at times?" And I'm going to say, yeah. It could be, one person. Hitler. What was the guy's name? King. It's in Tanakh. King Ahab. He was the last guy in Amalek, and Shaul, King Saul, was supposed to kill him, and and then he got somebody. He didn't kill him completely, and before he died, he impregnated a woman, and then from there came Haman. Right? Yeah. So it can be one person. Let's see.
The sperm are allowed to swim on Shabbat. The man is allowed to set them to swimming.
Dave, Shabbat. King of Rock. I wonder who that is. Hello, Dave. Swimming. I wanted to learn more about sex. Oh, Ginger. Hey, how's it going, Ginger? Good to see you back. Rabs. Oh, she wanted to learn more about sex. She was the one complaining. Yeah, she complains she was like a broken record. She complains, oh, what are you guys talking about sex for? Right. Brighter lights. Wow, I like it here. All right, Ginger, you like it. Good. Rabs, do you think God interacting in those ways now would cause a lot of fear? What ways was that? Do you remember what might have led to that?
Like astroturfing everywhere you walk.
Oh, is that what it was?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think God interacting in those ways now? Oh, okay. He said, yeah. Do you think God? Okay, I'll move back and I'll get to that. Do you think God interacting in those ways would cause a lot of fear today?
Yeah,
I think
present.
I think that if God, I have like different opinions on this. I can give you two different opinions that I have. One is that yes, God would come today and he'd make a huge noise and everybody would go, oh shit. I was wrong, and Rabs was right the whole time, and there is a God, and he was right, and I'm an idiot, because whatever, I told Rabs that he's an idiot, and I said there's no God, and whatever. And that would remove free will from the world, because everybody it would no longer be exciting for God to say, hey, don't kill, don't steal, because why would you kill and steal knowing that God is screaming, you can hear his voice, right? But I also have another opinion, that I could also see a scenario happening, where God came and announced himself and, whatever, and everybody would be like, I can explain that away, Because we see today, like, with the Sea of Reeds,
right.
It's like these history channels, they're going to try to explain it away and apologize, and they're going to say, oh, meteorites came and did that. I guarantee you right now, if God created a superdome, right, and all the Jewish people moved into the superdome, and, the Goyim tried to shoot stuff into the dome, and they would say, oh, you see what the Jews did? You see what they built for themselves, right? Because they want to be insular and this and that, and then they would go and they'd say, well, we're going to build our own, and like all these different Muslims would try to fly planes into it and blow it up. I mean, it's like, because they would say it didn't come from God. They would say the Jews built it themselves. Nobody. I don't think I could see a scenario where not one single person who, let's say, wasn't a Torah believer would allow themselves to say, yes, that was God that created that. They would explain it a way that the Jews did it. You know?